She stalks and harasses me each and every day.
Tormented by a neighbor, they would have arrested her, which they did not.
Because they have not been able to catch her.
Or is it just her imagination? She threatened to shoot me in the head. There were no witnesses.
Correct.
But she won't back down. What you did was try to have her evicted, called CPS.
I did, and I'll call again.
Miss Carroll, you and Miss Chenault were co-workers. Are you still co-workers?
No, ma'am.
But you were. And you both now live in the same community. Is it a building complex?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you live in the same building?
No, ma'am. I live in building 8. She lives in building 7.
Now, it is your claim that she has engaged in a course of conduct that involved vandalizing your automobiles and harassment over a long period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
Police have been involved.
Yes, ma'am.
There have been no arrests.
No, ma'am.
And I assume that there was an issue of proof, which is why there were no arrests.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would assume, since you're here today, that you have proof of that vandalism.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the defendant says that she hasn't vandalized your cars. What you, in fact, did was try to have her evicted, called CPS.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And she has a counterclaim. So I'd like you to tell me when, for the first time, you believe that the defendant vandalized your car.
May the 21st of 2019.
Where?
My car was actually, I parked my car. Usually I will park it
on the building premises.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the damage to the car?
The car panel, the window, the back, where she was scratched up.
Okay. Now, I'd like you to show me photographs of the damage to the car.
Yes, ma'am. This is one of the photos here. This is another photo. And here's some other ones.
Okay. Now, you called the police.
I did. The police came out.
Did you get a police report?
I did.
I'd like to see it.
I have the police report.
How do you have the police report on your phone?
Because they wrote it down on a piece of paper, and I made a copy of it.
Where is it?
And I'm getting it for you.
No, I want to see it. Miss Carroll, why don't you have the police report?
Because the police report that they wrote down, when it came out, she wrote it on a piece of paper and gave it to me and told me this.
Where's the piece of paper?
I'm getting it for you.
No, I don't want to see it on your phone. I want to see the piece of paper.
I don't have the piece of paper.
Fine. Then you don't have it.
Correct.
Okay. Now, what proof do you have that it was the defendant?
Because when I came out, the lady and her husband in building 9 witnessed her and her boyfriend.
No, they didn't.
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Are they here?
They did not. She's actually sick.
Then you have no proof. You can't tell me what people told you, because that's called hearsay. So you can't tell me what people told you, because she doesn't have the right to cross-examine them, nor do I have the right to examine them. That's unfair. What I'm telling you is the police had the opportunity to speak to them, just so that you understand what my thinking is and what the law is. The police had an opportunity to speak to these people since you knew who they were. And if after speaking to them, the police was sufficiently satisfied that the defendant was the one who caused damage to your car, they would have arrested her, which they did not.
Because they have not been able to catch her.
Just a second. You don't know that.
Well, the witness watched her run back to her apartment and was able to identify her.
You have no proof. You do understand that. You sound like an intelligent woman. Yet you do understand that you do not have any proof.
But I do. Because...
Well, you don't. You don't have proof here today for me.
Because when we was working at the party together, she bragged about it to co-workers.
Bring me a co-worker. You can't tell me what a co-worker said to you. That's hearsay. If she confessed to someone else that she caused damage to your car, that person should be in that seat so that I can say, where was this conversation? Where did it take place? How long have you known the defendant? How long have you known the plaintiff? Were there other people? I can ask all those questions. I can't let you tell me what other people said to you, because that's not the way courts work. You know that.
Correct.